Hi everybody, I was recently asked to share my settings that I use on PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds on Xbox One, so without further ado, here we go. So we'll start off, graphics I have at 60, audio I have music off. In the gameplay I have the DVR off. I'll tell you what I did want to turn that off as well. The DVR is the trigger that the game uses to allow your Xbox to record things automatically, kills or when you kill. However, what you've got to make sure you also do is go into advanced settings on broadcast and capture and allow game captures off as well. Now I know lots of people have said that it doesn't make any difference, but I think it does make a difference, specifically on the Xbox One OG and Xbox One S. I think freeing up even that couple of percent of horsepower lets PUBG run better. Right, but now the important thing, the controls. So I use controller binding preset B. There's A and there's B. The main difference between the two is that with controller preset binding A, in order to aim down sights, you tap the left trigger. So you tap it, you don't hold it down, which is probably quite natural when you're using a mouse, but I don't think it is when you're using a controller. With controller binding preset B, you have to hold down the left trigger button to aim down sight, just like you do in Call of Duty, Battlefield, and numerous other shooters. I'm an invert y-axis type of person. It's just the way I am. I've always been like that. So I pull back on the stick to look up, push down. Obviously, that's totally dependent on what you're used to. Now, dead zone. Now, I do have the dead zone set to 8 and 8. You might say, well, why is that? Why don't you have it at 0 for ultimate responsiveness? Well, that's because I find that when you're resting your thumbs on the sticks, it's easy to just kind of push them slightly one way or the other, which can mean your aim or your movement can drift a slight amount. Also, as your controllers get older and get more worn, they'll have a little bit of drift to them, and I find if I set them to 8, I don't accidentally start moving in a particular direction, but I still have lots of control. Vibration I have on, you should probably turn that off. Vibration strength. Movement sensitivity I have 10, that seems pretty good for spinning around, turning on people. Vertical sensitivity multiplier at 100, general sensitivity at 4, vehicle at 4, aim acceleration on. Now lots of people say to have this off, but I have it at 1. So what does aim acceleration do? It means that as you're pushing the stick over, as you're turning around and you're aiming, the more you push the stick over, the faster it will move. So it's a non-linear response. But as it says on the screen, aim acceleration is only activated when the stick input is higher than 50%. So when you're doing fine adjustments, so you're zooming in with a 4 times or an 8 times, you're not going to get aim acceleration. But if you're having to push the stick all the way over, in other words, to spin around to capture somewhere, it will start accelerating. And I found this works for me. Over the shoulder aiming for 1 times optic 4, 2 times optic 4, 4 times optic 4, 8 times 4. The 15 times scope I think is still broken. If you ever use a 15 times scope and you aim down sights, even at 10, it moves at a crawl. In fact, I would say don't even bother trying a 15 times scope, it's crazy. Now, as far as sensitivity goes, there are no hard and fast rules. You will probably know that successful players, professional players and professional streamers tend to have quite high sensitivity, so they can spin and turn on people. You don't have to do that. Start low, start at 3, start at 2, and just play and get used to that sensitivity. And at a certain point, you'll start to think, actually, I'm having trouble tracking these people when they're jumping around fast, or when somebody's behind me or on my flank, I'm not turning fast enough to be able to shoot them. And then put it up a level, and then play with that for a long time. Don't chase the sensitivity. So don't keep going, oh, I had a crap game, I'm going to put my sensitivity up to 7, or oh, that was tricky, I kept over aiming, aiming past people, so I'm going to put it down to 4. Stick to 1, say between 4 and 6, and just stick to it, for days and days and days, and you'll get used to it. And then maybe when you're feeling a bit more confident, maybe put it up a little bit. But then what will probably happen is you'll be overcompensating, you'll be over aiming and missing, but you've got to stick with it, stay with it, and it will get better. So I think that's it. Yeah, I think that's everything. So there we go. There are my controls for PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds as of July 2018. As the game changes and the settings change, I may well change things as well. But I hope that's helpful. I hope it's useful. If you've got any questions, put them in the comments down below. If you enjoyed the video, hit like. If you want to see more of the same, press subscribe. Thank you very much, and I will see you again soon.